Hey everyone, I'm the Rixer. This is a speedrun of A Dog's Life. This is my any percent speedrun in 15 minutes and 4 seconds. This is my first run, so it's not that great. I plan on improving it by well over a minute. Since the world record is at the moment 13:27, so obviously I can shave off about a little over a minute and a half in this run. But it's a really difficult run, so I'm pretty happy with the first. This is my first completed runtime. I will admit I did reset a little bit just to get like at least a decent time off the first, right off the bat. I'm gonna explain a couple things as we're watching my run here. Okay, so first you get 2 text boxes. The world record holder has had it where the guy gets stuck. Like the kid that says, "I'll race you to the top of the hill." He gets stuck and you get a 3rd text box that teaches you how to talk to people and whatnot. So yeah, that's never actually happened to me. I'm gonna tell you one thing about this game once we get to this loading screen, but first we got this awesome jump. If you jump right there, I did the smell-o-vision for the swag. You can go into first person in this game. It's called smell-o-vision. I'll explain that later. But I did that for the swag. So the toughest thing in this entire game is walking in a straight line, and I'm dead serious. So right off the bat, we just leave the countryside and just go straight into the center of Clarksville. Because what is in the center of Clarksville is the train that leaves off to Minnewawa, which is level 2, where it's hub 2 in the game. So the plot of this game, is that, okay, I'll explain that on the load screens. This is the weirdest skip in the run, and this took me a little while to set up because the controls are just ass. So you go into smell-o-vision, which is the first person, and then you kind of just look at this wall. If I go very slightly further in, Jake takes a shower in the pedigree shop or whatever, and right there I just hopped. He does an automatic hop, and then I just mash X and hope to God that he jumps over the wall. My success rate's about a coin flip, so it's about 50-50. That was a slow setup, but I got the skip first try, so that wasn't too bad. So yeah, that skips the first big... That skips basically the dog that guards the train. The way you're intended to... I'll explain the mechanics then the story right now. So the mechanics is that you collect bones. The more bones you collect, the stronger you get, I guess you could say. Well, the more challenges you can face. So I think that is... I don't remember how many bones it is you need to get past the dog at Clarksville. But I know the one from Minnewawa to Boom City, which is... Boom City's level 3. You need 50 bones. And then I think you need 70 to get into Dog Pound, 90 to get into Miss Peach's house. Okay, so this is Minnewawa, and this is probably the most chill part of the run. I really like this part. I mean, no pun intended, but... So this game is like really cool, but it's really dumb in the same way that you might notice a couple things. Sometimes I'm jumping randomly. I jump into loading zones because it's a little bit faster, but sometimes I'm jumping randomly. That is because the game has not a random chance, but if you're angled at like the right angle or whatever, the game can give you this really sick jump boost.
Food now.
So yeah, I think I get one right here, or it might have been another run, I really forget. No, oh, this is the one where it goes laggy as hell. I've never actually had this lag. The frame rate just goes to ass right here, so I go into first person, try to fix it. And here's another dumb thing about the game. You can just randomly take damage. So I ran into the box, and I took damage from it. That's, believe it or not, I think that's fall damage. So I eat the pizza, which makes me go back up to full running speed. There's a couple ways to get back up health in this game. It's eating food, and it's, you know, sometimes cutscenes can make you go to full health. Sometimes, if you enter the pedigree shop and you take a shower, that'll give you full health as well. But yeah, some cutscenes require you to run at your fastest, so that'll replenish you to full health. So this is a really, I wouldn't say cringy, but this is a weird cutscene.
My coat, super. I guess
So fun fact, I played this game in Danish, like back in the day, and I don't remember any of it, but I replayed it in Danish, like just the 80% route, and this girl has like the deepest female voice compared to what it is in English,
Too bad she's
which is pretty hilarious. So she puts on the coat, and now
Thank you
we have to
so
follow her,
much.
but she walks really, really slow.
Now, could
So
you
what we
please
can
help
do
me
is we
track
can
down
go
my
back up to
missing
full
dog?
health.
I found a
Not that I
spot
would
not far from
necessarily
here.
need more than one
Follow me.
food, but for the, as you can see, Jake is walking at like moderate speed. Actually, he's actually on one of the slow ends. Yeah, he's on one of the lowest speeds right here. So I jump because that's a little bit faster. So I try and break these boxes and eat the food, just because it would put me up at top speed. Essentially, all I need to do is get the food in time and then be there within like the time the girl reaches the end of this,
This is where I found
those
my
planks, I
dog's
guess.
collar.
And I made it no
Then
problem, so
saw
I
this
wasted no
big
time.
red truck driving away.
So I don't actually think you guys realize how broken this game is.
They say he shipped straight
I'm
out
actually in
to
level 2 when I'm
Boom
supposed
City.
to, like, this is essentially kind of like SM64 in a way that it's a 0-star run. You're meant to have at least 70 stars to enter Bowser, which in this game's requirement would be 90 bones to get past that dog you see in the middle of the screen. That his name is Killer, and he will always be like the boss, not the boss, but he'll always be the guard of the next area. So this is a weird jump coming up right here. I can't get over to Killer, so I take damage on the stairs because Jake is an idiot. So this is like, I feel like this is an out of bounds because you're kind of walking on nothing. This was really good. I jump and I hit the box. I knock it over on the way down. And this was a pretty awkward jump, so I lined it up a bit. And then once I knocked over the box, I ate the sandwich. And that was a pretty decent Lake Minnewawa. It's not perfect, but it was decent. The lineups were a little slow. But yeah, going out of bounds on that train allows me to get around the trigger for Killer and the dog catcher so that I can just get on the train to Boom City. I forgot to mention that I got caught on purpose because that makes the train arrive. I forget if there's any other way. There's probably other ways, but that's the fastest way we know to get the train there. Alright, so this is Boom City, aka Saboom City. Shoutouts to SSBM stuff. Alright, so for Boom City, sorry I had to mute the mic there. So for Boom City, it's pretty much just walk to the park, and once you're at the park, I'm pretty sure this is a myth, but the game renders quite a lot of things here, so I do some lag reduce here. I'm fairly certain it's a myth, but you never know. Okay, so right over here is, in my opinion, the hardest skip at the moment. It's my least inconsistent skip. I fail it more than I get it, so I need a lot of practice once I go back into running this. So right here, this is the skip into the dog pound, and you have a one shot at this. If you fail it, you can't do it again. So I had to line it up right there and then jump in between the like, you know what I mean. I have to hit a very precise jump, and Jake won't actually jump unless you're facing the exact crack between the cages, like the caged door, I guess. So if you don't line it up well enough, he'll just run into the dog catcher and refuse to jump. And if you jump too early, you'll get hit by the dog catcher as well. The dog won't actually isn't actually the issue that time. Okay, so this is the worst part of the run. At this point, the run's actually not too bad.
Come on, let's move it.
I think I'm at this point on like a low 14 pace, like 14:10 maybe. So first off, I make a mistake of I make the same mistake twice actually. If you approach a key from a bad angle, he'll slowly kind of walk up to it and grab it. So I wasted a little bit of time on both of those. And I actually found this strat. I suggested the strat when I didn't even run the game. I suggested going into Smell-O-Vision to toss the key over. It's a little better. I also have made this strat. Just Smell-O-Vision there and you can grab that key pretty easily. So at this point, we're trying to free 3 dogs, and we're trying to avoid the dog catcher and the dog. And he's right in the middle of everything, so that makes it a bit awkward. So I toss the key to the first cage, and once again, the same thing happens. Have issues grabbing the key. That doesn't happen too often. So at this point, I kind of have to do some juke strats. So I have to look where the key is, and then just pay attention to the dog. He gets stuck on one of the cages, so I go all the way around here. And I free the dog.
To heck with this dog catching business. I'm gonna pursue my dream of programming computer games. Killer, you guard the entrance to Miss Peach's place.
Computer games. So yeah, he actually just says that. I don't know why. The cutscenes are kind of cheesy in this game, but they're lovely. So this was kind of weird. I didn't expect there to be a second cage, but there was. So this is, at this point, like I said, the run's still okay. You know, not amazing, but still pretty good. Like, I'd like to keep this run flawless, then it would be a pretty good time. But I do mess up right here a lot. I think this cost me about 40 seconds. So I don't entirely remember what happened, but at this point you can see Jake is walking at moderate speed, so I'm at medium health. So you need 90 bones to get past Killer here. So what I do is, you can skip into Miss Peach's place by doing the same thing. Is just line it up and just jump into it. And as soon as I jump, I realize, oh my god, my health is so bad. I need food. So I try and go over and knock the barrel over, which contains meat, but it just, you know, walks me back. So then I try to go for a wider turn, and it still takes me back here. So now finally, I think I did that. I don't know why I did that jump. I did that on purpose. It wasn't Jake. So I can't see where the food is right here, even though it's right in front of my face. But that gives me full health, so I have to take the cutscene again. Once you get near him, you have to take the cutscene. So I line it up. And jump in the right spot. And then if he walks to the right there, so I jump a little too early, so that is again why I wasted a lot of time. So I think I get it second try, as far as I remember. So I line it up, and that's a good jump. Boom. Loading zone hit. Sometimes it's weird. If he walks to the right, you have a bigger chance of getting it than when he's walking to the left. So at the start of the finale, did I even explain the story? Oops. Anyway, you're about to see it. We're about to rescue our girlfriend.
Careful.
Okay, so you always take damage at the start of this place. I don't know why. So you press the button. So this is actually, believe it or not, the most intensive movement part in the whole run, because you're navigating a giant, like, machine area.
She can't hear me. Daisy! I've got to turn off the big machine. But how?
So there you go. That's your GF. So this was a decent, but not perfect, end. I want to say it was slightly below average, but it's just so hard to get it right. A lot of what was bad about it was the fact that just hitting these buttons is really difficult, hitting it at the right angle. And you can actually move as soon as you press some of the buttons. So right there, I got a little bit stuck. It's easy to get stuck in this area. So far it's not too bad. Right here you can, once you get on the stairs, you actually just hold down. And I overshot it right here. I didn't hit, so the reason I didn't just take it from the other side is you're gonna see why. I try and inch forward a little bit and Jake just kind of jumps in place, but I do a good backup jump, so he gets up there. That actually saves about 10 seconds over jumping on the boxes, I think. Nah, it's way less than that. It's like 7 seconds. 6 maybe. Okay, so you can actually take damage there, so I jump just to prevent that. That box is easy to get stuck on. Press this button. Try to get on those things. Camera's finicky. And this is the final stretch, so here we go. Just running along here. The finals, like when the timer stops, is a little bit weird. But this is the final obstacle. Tossing the wrenches into the thing. See, you have to be at a right angle. and the timer stops as soon as the thing explodes. So it's bam now, and that is 15:04. So I'm gonna let you all hear the great ending. This is well worth watching.
Oh yes, she will be mine.
Thought you'd outwit Miss Peaches, didn't you, you disgusting creatures? Now you will both be transformed into nice, gooey food for my precious kitty cats. Get your doggy asses into the big machine.
Speaking of food, I had beans and cabbages for supper. Take this, cat lady. Canning Miss Peaches cat food.
I'll get you for this, you horrible hounds! I'll track you down! I'll slice you! I'll dice you! I'll mash you! If it's the last thing you see me!
Slicing, dicing, mashing. Miss Peaches is
Cat food. Yep. It's pretty messed up. I mean, I've seen it so many times that I don't know if it's funny anymore. I guess it is, but...
Well, that's it, I guess. The story of a dog's life. My old friends all threw
Okay,
me a swell
well,
homecoming
that's
party
my
back in
run. The
Clarksville.
reason I'm not too in-depth about it is I'll probably be
The
streaming this sometime in the
story of
future,
his
and I will
life.
be improving
But
this
the
time.
lawyers say he has to
I just
change
did a
it.
quick commentary run because I haven't really done any
My
of
old
these
guitar
like
playing buddy finally made
you know
it big
post-commentary
with a smash
runs
hit record,
or
which I
anything
guess
like
you
that. So I'll probably try and stream
Wayne and
on
Dwayne
Twitch.
opened
My
up a
current
couple
goal
other
is
Jack
probably
dog
just to get a
food parlors.
13
Now that Wayne's
because that's
allergies are
the
gone,
second
he
time.
likes nothing better than
Like you can
having
get
a
I think
doggy
the
pals
second place
and having
time
a
in this
great
game is
time.
14:07, but
And as for
I
me
think
and
if I
Daisy,
just get better at the Boom City skip,
Oh,
like more
yes.
consistent with it,
Now
I can get a
she
13
is
pretty
mine.
easily. Just
See you
not
next
mess up.
time.
And either way, I'm not going to play the credits because they will probably be played a couple times throughout my streams. So feel free to follow me on Twitch. Link is in the description. And yeah, Dog's Life. Legit though, this game isn't actually that bad. I probably made it sound like it's a terrible game or something like that, but it's actually pretty legit. It's not amazing because obviously the controls are pretty ass, but it's at least lengthy and it's got a story. So there you go. Yee. So peace out, y'all.